And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the ESL Master Summer runner-up. Representing himself, the madman is teamless. It is GuMiho. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It is SpeCial. And as we get into this TvT, a massive shout out to Baby Links. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. I kind of just in time, we just wrapped up Dark versus Creator, and if you missed it, Dark, he was the first player to qualify and make it out of this group in first place, so very well done by Dark. Very solid play coming out from him. But now we're here to determine who comes out second in Group C. Is it going to be SpeCial, GuMiho, or Creator? Again, even though Creator did lose against Dark earlier, he's still in this group. He still has another chance. Yeah, welcome. Hope you guys had a great stream. Hope it was a good ladder session. As so far, for the time being, we have some economic openers coming up for both of our players. We have a Rax expand set up. Both SpeCial and GuMiho have only gone for a single gas geyser, so really cool to see both players kind of respecting each other, going for more economic openers here in Game 1. Not something you see all the time, as CCs are going to be thrown down. Ooh. And yeah, this mirror matchup is going to be really interesting to me. I do feel like GuMiho is still coming in as the favored player. I feel like I have to favor GuMiho against a lot of players, especially after his deep run in DreamHack Young Shipping. Unfortunately, GuMiho wasn't able to be a part of Gamers 8. Otherwise, I'm sure he would have been able to have a deep run there as well. It's a shame that GuMiho wasn't a part of that. But in the absence of GuMiho traveling to Saudi Arabia, he has been doing quite well back at home in all these weekly tournaments. He's been playing in KSLs and ESL Asias and ESL Americas. He's been putting in the work while everyone else has been traveling. Likewise, SpeCial was also a surprising result out of the qualifiers of GSL. Again, he qualified over Scarlet in the qualifiers of GSL Season 2. Did have a really good start against Dark earlier. If you missed it, I highly recommend checking out SpeCial versus Dark game number 1. It was pretty insane. Here against GuMiho in the mirror matchup so far. Ooh, coming out on top, takes down that Marine in that trade. SpeCial going for a starport behind this. GuMiho likewise going for his own 1-1-1 follow-up. I'm sure at some point in this series we're going to see SpeCial go for his 2-port all-in. He's very fond of it. Very frequently in TvTs we do see a second starport out of SpeCial going for a massive 2-base all-in. Not saying he'll do it this game, but at some point this series I'm sure we'll see it. As SpeCial has quite a lot of momentum going his way. He moves out across map, but oh, does have to be careful not to overextend. Hellions, they do pop out in time. Going to be able to shoo SpeCial away. Oh my god. Big volleys going off as well. SpeCial having to spread out his army, avoid that splash damage. Oh, he is going to bleed out a couple of Marines. Up! Up! As GuMiho also overextends. Interestingly enough, he's actually not stopping Hellion production. GuMiho barely saves that one Hellion. Cleans us up. Behind this, he's going for a faster Raven. Meanwhile, SpeCial opts to delay his Raven, going for a faster Banshee instead. So with this, GuMiho is going to have a bit of a stronger kind of early to mid game. Ravens are so impactful here in TvT. As you can imagine in TvT, like tanks are kind of king, but Ravens make up for that. Ravens, they can disable tanks. They can allow you to kind of break a fortified position. That's why double or triple Raven openers are so common. And this is going to be scouted. SpeCial, he slips into the main base, gets eyes on the Raven as well as the add-on setup as well. Back at home, SpeCial actually opting for a bit of a faster third CC. GuMiho, his third CC may be later, but it's on location. So pretty comparable base timings here. Oh my god. SpeCial not just getting into Banshee production, he's committing into Cloak Banshees, and he's got Cyclones on the way. He's going for mech. Let's go. Oh boy. Magfield accelerators in production for SpeCial. Getting into his mech. GuMiho across the map, throwing down additional Raxes. He's getting into Bio. Getting into his Marine production. Before that happens, because he made so many Hellions earlier, he gets into the Mineral Line. And he roasts up a lot of SCVs. And a Mule as well. 6 SCVs go down. The second Cyclone was spotted, which is a little bit suspect. Like, a Cyclone in the early game isn't too weird. We can see that even GuMiho has one. But the second Cyclone is a little bit more odd. Can GuMiho recognize that he's up against mech? As we can see, SpeCial, I'm not too surprised. So, when I saw Cloak being researched, let's get a cancel. When I saw Cloak being researched, I was like, this is almost looking like TY. TY is also in this season of GSL, and he was playing a couple of weeks ago. And he also went for this really interesting form of mech in TvT. Going for Battle Mech with Cloak Banshees. And I say interesting because we see this against Zerg, but against Terra, not so much. We saw Maru destroy TY, but SpeCial is the student of TY, so it makes sense for him to also whip this out, as we do have the 7 SCVs going down to the Banshee harass. Scans are thrown down left and right. 7 SCVs did fall. Not a bad amount of damage. The problem is that as SpeCial is losing these Banshees, they aren't just harassing units, they're a part of his main army. Like, he's investing so heavily. A scan does confirm as well that Hyperflight Rotors is on the way and that Banshee production is continuing. Again, Cloak was already revealed, so GuMiho, he can piece 2 and 2 together and recognize that Banshee speed is on the way. Oh. Banshee looking to pick off a tank. TY is SpeCial senpai for a very long time, So it's cool to see that it's really cool to see like clear inspiration, whether it's SpeCial copying TY or whether it's TY and SpeCial working on this kind of composition together. It's really cute to see. For those who maybe didn't get to tune into Maru versus TY, the way that Maru shut this down is that he just went for a very Viking-heavy composition, and really there was no way to stop it. Like, TY just was really lacking in anti-air. We can see that SpeCial isn't making the same mistake. He is getting into Viking production a little bit earlier on, thankfully. Here we go. We do see GuMiho setting up for a massive drop across the map. Cyclones are in position. They do get spotted. Oh my god. that was quite close. GuMiho does back off, catches one of those Banshees. Is looking to chase them down. Banshee count is reset. And even though the Banshees got 8 worker kills earlier, looking at the units lost tab, that was 4 Banshees. Not just 4 Banshees, but also Cloak and Hyperflight Rotors, and now SpeCial is transitioning out of Banshee production, so I don't quite think that was worth it. As SpeCial is getting into his tanks. Trying to fortify himself back at home. Turtling on up. Same time going for a Hellion run by. Disables do connect, but SpeCial very quick to unsiege. Alas, not in position to protect this base, so even though SpeCial saves his tanks, he can't hold on to his third. Across the map, going for his own Hellion run by. Oh my god! The SCVs are lighting up! 9 SCVs go down. Meanwhile, GuMiho, he dives into the main base, carpet bombs the main. Takes down the production, takes down the upgrades, GG gets called, and with one fell swoop, GuMiho takes game 1. GG. SpeCial just wasn't able to stop the drop play, wasn't able to be in position. and was trying to showcase that very interesting form of mech, going kind of battle mech, investing very hard into those Banshees. Again, I don't think the Speed Banshees did any more damage than the initial Cloak Banshees did, so pretty big investment. Didn't quite pay off there for SpeCial. He was being really active, which was really cool to see. But we saw that going for all those Cyclones, going for all those Banshees, did kind of delay his overall tank production, and he wasn't quite in position for that push. And GuMiho does take a lead in the series. And one more win here, and GuMiho will advance on to face off against Creator. SpeCial needs to fight back here and now. Needs to put a point on the board to force the ace match. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Terran player representing himself. The ESL Master Summer runner-up, it is GuMiho. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Mexican Terran player representing Storm Gaming. It is SpeCial. Really interesting game number one. I'm not too sure if I like the way that SpeCial was playing in game one, specifically on Neo Humanity. We've spoken about this before, but Neo Humanity, because of all of its defensive features, because of the points of elevation, because of the rocks, because of the choke points, I do think that a slower form of mech would work better on Neo Humanity. And we saw that SpeCial was transitioning into that after the battle mech. He was commencing tank production, of course. But I would almost say that, like, even starting off that way would be a little bit more secure here for a Terran player on Neo Humanity. Of course, SpeCial, he was planning to snowball and planning to get value over time and keep GuMiho on the back foot, but last GuMiho was able to keep up for the most part, was able to minimize his losses, and it didn't really allow SpeCial to gain too much map control, and didn't allow him to get the freedom to eventually transition into all those tanks, into a more defensive style. As we can see here, both players just going for direct opposites to game one. Game one, both Terran players went for Rax Expands. Here in game two, double gas openers all around. So a lot more aggressive. With this, we're going to be getting into faster factories. We can get into faster starports. Let's see how aggressive we are with this. As for now, GuMiho is just going to be waiting on his side of the map. SpeCial being a little bit aggressive, a little bit ambitious, adventurous, moves out, and GuMiho will shoot first. Oh. Oh. Oof. As the Reapers do bounce off each other. Again, typically it's really risky to go through the center of the map because, for all SpeCial knows, GuMiho was waiting on top of the ramp. But alas, GuMiho was waiting over towards the right-hand side. Neither player lost anything, and both players are expanding, taking their naturals. The SpeCial with his additional Reaper production is going to be able to delay the CC a little bit. Not too much though. As GuMiho does swat him away. SpeCial going for a much faster starport back at home, getting ready for, I imagine, a drop. GuMiho goes for a delayed starport instead, going for faster add-ons, getting his base on location, working on his Cyclone, and his Cyclone is, again, a really good defensive unit early on in TvT, can help against Banshees, Ravens, Liberators. Speaking of, it is going to be a Liberator opener here from SpeCial, so very aggressive out of our Red Terran. GuMiho has the tools he needs to defend. Oh, never mind. As he's going to be quite aggressive himself. Medevac on the way, so he's going to be going for a drop across the map with all of his units. Does mean that he won't have the Cyclone at home to defend. As GuMiho moves out, SpeCial needs to respect this. Does have a mine. Up. Ooh, good connection there, not just on the Hellion, but also on one of those Reapers. At the same time, though, GuMiho is going to be able to chase this back. Getting a Widow Mine, a Hellion, and a Reaper as well. So in the end, a better trade for GuMiho. And here we go, he's sending everything else across the map. As GuMiho moves out, the Liberator is moving in. So there's a lot of potential with this Liberator. Can do a lot of damage. And it will take a little bit longer to deal with. GuMiho is forced to bring everything off the line. Drop getting across the map. No tanks in position. It looks like we have a couple of Marines, but GuMiho can win out this fight. At the same time, Cyclones, they attempt to threaten that natural base. The tank is exposed. Oh. And on the low ground, the tank is going to go down just barely. Meanwhile, GuMiho is getting out of control in the main base. He gets into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled. A lot of SCVs are going down. Meanwhile, that Liberator across the map is still wreaking havoc. It's not getting too many worker kills, but it's denying a lot of mining time. As SpeCial loses 8 SCVs, he's down in workers. Liberator gets cleaned up. And GuMiho does come out on top after that trade. Back at home, GuMiho looking to extend that lead, going for a faster 3rd TC. Looking to get a better economy. And it's going to be on SpeCial here to try to bounce back. As he's looking for that drop, looking for that medevac. GuMiho trying to read that follow-up as well. I appreciate that he's diving all the way into the natural as well. He's basically looking for a second starport. There it is. After the Reaper goes down, a second starport gets thrown down. This is going to be a 2-base all-in at a SpeCial. I mentioned this at the start of the series. SpeCial, he loves this build. 2-base, 2-port all-in. The goal here is to have an abundance of Vikings to gain map control. And once you have that map control, you can get into Liberators. You can just kind of leapfrog and snowball out of control with your tanks. But he's up against a player who's already ahead economically, which means they already have more to work with. You can see that, mate, GuMiho, he's already got 5 Vikings. He already has the Viking lead. Here we go, SpeCial gonna try and go for a drop at the same time. Tanks pushing on forward. We have SCVs being pulled here to repair. To support those Vikings. Looking at the units tab, SpeCial now has a Viking lead, but he's waiting for his reinforcements to come out from across the map. I appreciate this from SpeCial as well. He looks like he's getting his 3rd base on location. So he's not all in, he is transitioning. He recognizes that he can't quite deal with the defensive position of GuMiho. Oh. He's going for it. Still has that drop potential. Meanwhile, GuMiho is getting into his own upgrades, going bio tank. Oh my god. Being very assertive here with his own Vikings. Pushing back his opponent. Meanwhile, we do have a drop into the main base. Oh my, 11? 11 SCVs go down to the Marine drop. Ay, ay, ay. More than really should have. At the same time, SpeCial going for his own drop into the main base, but we have reinforcements and we're going to get a comparable amount of damage. 9, 10, 11 SCVs going down as well. 12 even. Can we get 14? 15 SCVs go down in the main, so SpeCial's able to stabilize at least a little bit. He now has a massive Viking lead. GuMiho recognizes that, so he lands all of his Vikings. Oh my god, and SpeCial's going to try to force the issue. He is slowly breaking on through. One tank remaining here is going to go down for GuMiho. At the same time, a massive counterattack. Tank goes down. So many SCVs are about to fall. Especially against these 1-1 Marines. Wait, no, sorry. Wait, what? 1-1 was cancelled. Oh, wait, it's still on the way. Still on the way. 0-0 Marines, but they get 19 SCVs. SpeCial, even though he won the main engagements, you can see that it's taking a long time to actually lay siege upon the natural. Also, the Marines across the map still not cleaned up. 1-1 about to kick in as the Marines do fall. But 24 SCVs. And the pressure is on SpeCial. He is all in. He has to end the game with what he has. He's gonna get another tank. Another 2 tanks. But again, it just takes so long to bring the tanks forward. Reinforcements are coming. It looks like GuMiho is setting up for a surround. The boys are being pulled. He can afford to lose some workers. And he collapses on these tanks. This was the final stand for SpeCial. GG gets called, and GuMiho takes game number 2 and the series 2-0. GG, well played. Oh, very nicely done here by GuMiho. SpeCial trying to recover from all that damage he sustained early on with that all-in. He was going for a third base behind it, sure, but we saw that GuMiho was able to take advantage of how immobile the army of SpeCial was. Again, SpeCial was mainly working with tanks and Vikings, so GuMiho was able to recognize, a little bit of a vulnerability in the defenses of SpeCial, slip out across the map, go for that massive counterattack. It wasn't even a drop. He just walked his Marines across the map. And they got across, they got into the mineral line, crippled the economy of SpeCial, forced him all in. GG, well played. GuMiho will advance on, and my condolences to SpeCial. That will be his end here in GSL. That will be the end of his GSL run. He did an amazing job qualifying for GSL, and he even had a good performance against Dark as well earlier today. But here against GuMiho, he had some moments of brilliance, don't get me wrong, but wasn't able to keep up with him. Did go down in the end. And that means we have a rematch. Oh boy. We have a rematch. GuMiho advances on to face off against Creator in the decider match.